Hello! So it's the 11th of December today. We're cracking on into December. Not many days left now for shopping, etc. I do hope you're getting sorted. And today, so yesterday you had your fabric and a template to make a snowflake template. And today, I'm hoping I nearly let the cat out of the bag last night, that's why it ended a little bit abruptly. You've got your hoop and your embroidery thread. So what you're going to do is just to take a little bit of time actually to make sure that this is where you want it. I've actually put mine a little bit further down because I want to sort of put Noel at the top there, so you can sort of add different things as well. It's entirely up to you if you want to do things freehand, or you could just add a little bit of a pattern, little sort of fleur-de-lis, something like that. So I'll switch to the other perspective on the camera and then we can have a look. Okay, so this is your hoop, and the screw at the top will loosen, so you can unscrew it and place your template underneath. Make sure you've got enough fabric. Just take a little bit of time to do this one because you want to position it correctly. You'll have more time than me to do it. Also in your kit was the thread, which it is sort of variegated in actual fact, but what you can do is pick the colours you want. So some of them are a little bit darker red. So if you don't want that, then just pick out the bits that you do want to use. And actually, two strands of the thread is enough, and thread it sort of onto your needle. Okay, so ready to start. I would sort of suggest starting actually in the middle. And the challenge here is going to be so you can see it and I can actually see what I'm doing. You can add a sort of small knot so that you know where you're starting. And what we're doing is backstitch. So I'm sure you all know a backstitch, but I'll just show you. So you've come up there. Your second position is just a little, probably about ½ centimetre in front. And then what you do is can you see there? You come up a little bit in front ahead of it, similar size. Make sure that you are on the pencil line, because as we said yesterday, if you go off the pencil line you will see it. Okay, so and then what you do is you go back, so you've come a little bit forward and then you go back, and that's the back part of the back stitch. Okay, so you work your way down each section of your snowflake and take your time. I do absolutely love embroidery, and I know this is simple, but I just find it so calming because you have to sort of focus entirely on what you're doing, and it just slows everything down. It's like doing things in slow motion. Okay, so because it's nice and taut, obviously not overstretched, but it's nice and taut, so it's making it nice and neat, no sagging involved. Okay, so once you've done all your back stitch, what you can do as well is what we call a whipped back stitch. So say let me just do a couple more on here. I'll just come up here and I'll show you. So imagine that I've done all along there. You might want to finish all of it. With your whipped back stitch, literally all you do is sort of scoop under the stitch. You're not hitting the fabric at all. You scoop just under each stitch in a loop, and that just sort of joins any gaps, if you like, and makes it a more solid line. So that would be sort of a more solid line there. I have actually done workshops, online workshops, where we've done embroidery. We did a fox hoop embroidery, and it was just such a nice workshop to do, because it's, you're just there, it's you, the fabric, and just having a little bit of a chat and a relax. Really, it was but created something beautiful. Okay, so there you can sort of see the difference more between the whipped part and the normal just back stitch. So it's entirely up to you, and you can experiment with it. And as I say, if you've got a little bit of extra fabric, and you certainly have with the thread, you know, have an experiment. Use some extra thread, do one of the others. You know, you can always, as I say, sort of mount them onto like a piece of hessian or something for a card, which would be beautiful. It is something that people can keep. It's one of those Christmas cards that you end up framing. So now you should be able to see the difference between the sort of the whipped and just the back stitch. If you fancy, you could sort of do some little French knots around about. That's entirely up to you, but if you want to just stick to the back stitch, it makes a sort of a nice clean embroidery. Okay, so this is project number 3. You have, when you've got your hoop as well, I haven't on mine, but on yours you will have some tape. Don't worry about that yet. Don't peel it off. It is there for a reason, and you will find out soon. Okay, have a lovely day. Enjoy your relaxing embroidery, and I will catch up with you tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Bye.